Hi, hi, hi. All right, guys. I'm actually gonna do this video while I'm what do they call it? Seeding, weeding seeds, weaving seeds. I don't know. But like my aunt plants this beautiful. I want to say habanero. But it's like luscious and thick and juicy pepper. And I got seeds, and I plan on planting them all around the area that I'm in. Yeah, it's an ambitious. Nah, it's like I used to do that when I was in Africa. So like, put them in pots, you kind of put them in a tissue paper, and then you put them in Tupperwares. But that's not why I'm here right now. What the hell, man? Don't distract me. So the conversation right now, I wanted to talk about. I remember I wanted to talk about intentionally lying to yourself and basically like versus not being honest. Because there's a difference between like lying to yourself and being honest. But now, actually, I decided I wanted to talk about just the things that I'm trying to master and what does mastery actually mean. And so, like, my guy for that one is basically Miyamoto Musashi, and the way he describes mastery as basically the path, walking the path, like the way of mastery. And like, as long as you're walking the way, and my favorite quote for him is basically if you actually find find the way, then you can apply it to everything. And very much a mystical approach, I guess, because like for like a person like me who has no clue, the one thing I do is like the one thing I learned from him is just like walk on a path that you believe to be your own choosing. And then from there, just continue doing the things that you think will lead to wherever you want to be. Sounds very simple, right? But what is mastery really? And the way I was thinking about it is if you are to take, let's just say, combat sports, whatever masters you say, whether it is I mean, like, I'm just going to use him, like fighting. And when it comes to fighting, there's not one thing you do. Like, being a good swordsman doesn't mean you just swing the sword. It kind of means you have to like prep, you have to like strengthen your response time, you have to strengthen your core, your arms, all of which you kind of have to attain mastery of different bits and pieces for them to start being able to like harmonize with each other. You need stamina as well, you need speed, you need accuracy. All of these are like separate skills that you need to master, and maybe together sometimes, and sometimes you have to like you have to master them like separately. And each one of them requires their own kind of like state of mind, state of focus, understanding. And to be a true master is to be able to like handle them harmonically, not rhythmically, right? To create rhythm in between all these things, like a punch, for example. And it's funny because when you see a boxing match, uh, when you see them training for a boxing match, you always go like, "What are you training for?" Because like they train for like 5 hours, like 8 hours between push-ups, jump rope, like running, stamina, like doing all kinds of stuff, and then technique for like an hour, 2 hours a day. And it's funny because like they actually build everything up until like the time where they perform. Usain Bolt's favorite quote, my favorite quote of Usain Bolt, he goes like, "I trained 4 years to run about 10 seconds or something like this." Which is fucking amazing because like that's literally mastery. Like for 4 years, he consistently kept like working on harmonizing the different elements, the different skills required for him to be able to like be the best in these 4 seconds. And I am trying to build a company. Now, I want you to understand the company is a hypothetical entity slash concept that exists solely in the eyes of society and the economy and the government. We do have a physical location eventually for the company. My company is going to be online based, so we actually have a location. But you really have to understand that what we're most of the work when it comes to a company and basically philosophy, my own philosophy, is the concept of convincing people that this entity is operational and it does a job that provides service slash value or something to others. That's my philosophy towards the science of actually being a successful company. The product is practically you need a good product, definitely. But we cannot forget all the other factors, every single thing that contributes to the success of that product in the market. I've Googled websites that are just beautiful, man. I've seen projects that are just like beyond creative. I've talked to people, not as much as I would like, that the minute they start talking about the things that they do and the things they've worked on, and you literally go like, ah, 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 ah. But Y Combinator, which is, well, it's not my favorite, but it's basically the startup guide. My like Y Combinator talks about like how only like 1 to like 4% I think of startups succeed. And the reason for that is not really because of what they're trying to do. The reason for that is literally just like everything around it. And there's a guy I want to buy his book, but he kind of seems like all he wants to do is make money out of it. So when people like that exist, I suddenly like kind of, it's not about disengaging, but you you could tell if he actually is, if he's true to his word that he wouldn't have to actually sell his material, he'd only sell his services. Anyways, though, I'm not here to judge. All I want is more data, more information, more things for me to kind of like guarantee my success. So I have to build my skills up. I have to like kind of create all these skill sets. And on a daily basis, I have to be consistent with them, even though like my goals are not really something that's boring, but like my approach should be very much a boring approach. But my goals should not be boring, and my jumps should not be boring. They should be intense jumps. And it's funny because the last time I jumped was like 5 months ago, and right now I'm prepping for like a very big one. And I think I started with the whole like, no, I'm already here, and I actually did 3 jumps over the past 6 months, so I can't be too hard on myself. And every single one of these jumps has shaken me and changed me a bit. But right now it's time for like a full sprint. I want like 2 months of like solid work where I kind of like don't give a shit about anything else. But anyways, the skills I want to master and the combination of them I still don't know. But I know I need to be able to be better at speaking. I know I need to be better at writing. I know I need to be better at engaging with people, especially having an online presence. Even though my company is supposed to be like an online presence for others, my goal is to be able to like, I need to read a lot more. I need to be able to code a lot better. I need to understand the tools, understand people, because I'm building a platform for people. I need to understand people from a business perspective. That's a completely separate skill set that I scientifically am approaching, because like I'm taking courses for that shit. But as well, like I'm trying to master exercising. I'm trying to master meditating, and like you don't. And it's funny because like it's because of meditation that I'm actually, because of the mastery. Like there are people that are Olympic meditators, and that's because they've mastered the art of meditating. But the truth is, every single one of these things that I'm talking about, even music, like I want to master music. I want to master advertising. I want to be able to like think as an advertiser. I don't have to master every single tool of the trade. But my train of thought, I want to find my way in it so that I'll be able to apply it, because like soon in the next couple of months, 3 months, when the sun comes back up and it becomes like sunny, platform over the month of December will have at least 10 people on it. These 10 people that are on it will allow me to kind of, these 10 people that are on the platform will allow me to test the platform for a couple of months, and for me to like go in April and actually tour the country trying to sell people on the platform and trying to get people to like get involved with the platform. So I have goals that I'm working towards, and I have like settings, and I my skills right now on this specific sprint have to start leveling up. They have to start leveling up to how and where they're going to be directed. And so I need to level up these skills so that when the time comes, I'll be able to call up on them. And I have a whole lot of them. I have like about, I think I wrote them down the other day. If I'm not mistaken, I have like 16, but they could be split a lot more. And I was supposed to work on them and I didn't, but it's fine. Here we are. These are my skill sets. Between here. I was actually like thinking about different skills. No, these are the skill sets. Lecturing, branding, advertising, game design, networking, reading, pet care. It's a fucking skill, man. I have two cats and I love them and I want to be able to take better care of them. And meditating, sports, calisthenics, combat sports. I want to start doing that as well. House cleaning. Cleaning your house, man, is a skill. Cooking, gardening, music theory, YouTubing, writing, note taking, programming. Programming, you have to master. The skill of programming is completely different than HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Next.js, Prisma, SQL. Like database is different than fucking cloud. Cloud is different than fucking object oriented. Like what's an ORM? Module based. Like Prisma is a module based communication tool to work with databases. So like and business analysis as well could be split into different kind of things. But anyways, I wrote them down. Oh, listening skills, that's like my favorite one. I really have to learn how to do that better. Much, you can never get really good at any of this. Leadership and training skills. One that I really want to do is like reading documentation, because that, my God, that's like having that skill literally unlocks a piece of your mind when it allows you to kind of like explain everything you read is transferred into your head, and you'll be able to seek it to understand it properly. So I'm hoping that would be like one of like my top skills. I'm gonna actually write it down. It's not written. And so these are the skills that I want to master, man. And the reality is, slow and steady, I am building towards. I have to be goal oriented towards these skill sets every single day from for now till the end of the sprint, which is going to be by January. Actually, the sprint is going to be all the way. The sprint when it comes to like programming and coding is going to probably be till like early December and January. Because from there I have to start like, well, no, the sprint is still like February, and then I have to like within that time, starting January, I have to test. Like I have to write my schedule better. But these are the skills that I have considered, and if there's anything that you guys think about, please let me know. But ultimately, like, what does it mean to actually be leveling up your skill sets, dudes? And what does it mean to actually be considering skills? And I don't know, how do you orient yourself towards it? Shit, this video got me even more confused than I started with. But yalla, I know there's another video that I can actually discuss better. Okay.